Yeah, it doesn't endear you to the platform, really, does it? Especially if you're if you're watching some video just for like the vibes and you just got it on the background, like it's some kind of nice calming thing that you can just put on for background noise while you're working, and then an ad comes on in the middle of it.
Well, I'm of a mind. I mean, with YouTube's trajectory in the past couple of years and the way that they've been treating their creators, I don't think YouTube's going to be around in 5 years. Like, I think something will usurp it. I don't know if it's anything that exists yet. Probably not. But they just treat the people that actually make content too shitty to stay around. Like, it's like they keep raising that minimum bar to actually paying anyone. And, you have to be on YouTube for so long now, like, and create so much content to maybe get seen, to even like eke out a few pennies out of them. It's like, I don't know who can do that much free work for as much as it takes to like wait it out.
Yeah. Well, I've seen actually YouTube probably in the last 6 months or so. They've actually been doing more to help small channels from what I've seen. I regularly see like videos pop up in my recommended that have like single digit views from brand new creators. And I'm like, huh, that's weird.
Interesting. I still see the same crap I've seen for the past however many years. So yeah, that is interesting.
I think they also lowered the minimum requirements for monetization recently, but I haven't looked into that.
They backtracked on it essentially.
I guess so. I think it's like half of what they had it before.
Okay.
Well, I know this because I recently started up a YouTube specifically for the game. So I've been looking into that.
So to kind of call back to the original question that you were asking, and this is something that like you'll get in probably any sales book, and it's definitely something that I'll stand by. And it's the idea that anything you're trying to sell, you should think is amazing. And you should believe that it's going to enhance at least whoever your target market is, their life is going to be better for having it. And so as a creative, you should never feel guilty about wanting to bring something that's going to bring other people joy. You may be wrong, but the whole idea is that it's capable of doing that. You believe it's capable of doing that, and they're going to miss out on what this has to offer them if you don't bring it to them. And it's like, anyone will tell you, like, if you don't believe in your product, just quit, because you're never going to be able to sell it. Part of being in sales is like believing in the thing that you're trying to sell.
Yeah, I think a lot of creatives have that mentality. They're just kind of reluctant. I don't know how to put this. Maybe creators have a lot of mental illnesses associated with them. Creative people in general. So, self-doubt, imposter syndrome, and things like that are big in circles I've run in. I mean, even in VTubers, when they're not really like artists or anything, I hear people like blackpilling all the time about things that aren't as big of a deal as they should be.
Well, it's funny you say that. I mean, obviously, I come from like the world of music. Like, I've been a musician my whole life, so I've experienced all of this from being a frontman in bands and whatnot. So when I decided that I wanted to make a marketing book, which hopefully is going to be out this November, it's the Role Player's Guide to Marketing and Living a Better Life in General. And as with every sales and marketing book I've ever read, part of any of those books is about getting past imposter syndrome. Like, you have to kind of believe in yourself and move past like the things that we think that hold us back. The self-limiting beliefs, as they say it. So it's just funny that you bring that particular thing up, and I'm thinking, that's been one of the biggest parts of my book. Like, literally, my introduction was why I thought I was a piece of crap most of my life and how I've worked to get past it.
I mean, for my part, I kind of suffer from like a combination of that, but also thinking I'm the best thing since sliced bread. Basically, flip between two of those.
It tends to happen. Like, what is for me? It's like I've got two songs that I've, or a song I wrote. Orson Welles is one I wrote in my band, Purveyors of Fiction, and the whole point is like this guy who feels like he's, better than everybody else and knows better, and certainly that song was my way of tackling my own demons. And like it's like people say it's a lack of self-esteem. It's like, well, no, I feel pretty good about myself. I just think everyone else has bad esteem towards me and they're stupid.
Yeah, I'm confident in my abilities, but not my social skills.
Yeah, it's like I'm confident in what I know is good and right and perfect, and I just think everyone else is dumb, and they're not going to see me for what I am. They don't see the genius that is me.
Mm-hmm.
So no, dude, I feel that in a big way. So we're kind of getting towards the end here. Where can we send people so that they can learn more about your game? It sounds like the game itself is still under construction. Do we have like an idea of when a playable version will be out there? Are you beta testing it that people can get involved with, anything like that?
Well, I've got a website called creatures.com, spelled with a Y, CRY, chures. So most of the rules that I'm confident in are already up there. It's got character creation. It's got a bunch of creatures that you can collect in your games. And you can basically run a game from that. Like it's not everything I intend to have, but it's the basics. It's got a combat system. It's got skills, talents, all the character creation stuff.
When you've been doing solo runs
more
of the game on YouTube, it looks like.
Yeah, that too. Oh, yeah, that's another place you can go. The Creatures RPG YouTube channel. I just started a solo campaign. I'm on my third episode now. Just recently, putting out one a week, just to kind of give the mechanics a test and have something to put out there for people to see. It's kind of a pain trying to get people together for an RPG. That's definitely something I've been working on, because the whole solo campaign is something I'm trying to get to a point where you can just play it yourself without needing to have an entire group if you want to.
Well, I only know a handful of people that even bother playing solo tabletop games, and those are the guys that really love tabletop gaming. And it's like most of them are, in jobs like college professor, where they're only doing it because they've got an hour a week where they're not dealing with wife and family, and all they want to do is play, and they don't have time to organize other people to do it.
Time constraints are definitely a factor for me. Being a lifelong night shifter and all that, it's been hard to get people together for any kind of game like that.
Right on, man. Well, is there anything else that you'd like to get out before we call it a show?
I guess I could shill my what do you call that? My streaming channels. I stream on YouTube, on Rumble, on Twitch, on Odyssey, but I don't think anybody uses that. Just look up Dicebag Games.
I like Odyssey. I wish Odyssey would have taken off. Like that's the one that I prefer. I hate Rumble. Odyssey is way better, but it just they don't have the financial backing to be what Rumble's were trying to be.
Yeah, I don't know which one of those is really gonna take off. I feel like Rumble has a better chance than Odyssey. I think Odyssey just went too hard on the blockchain tech and what people weren't ready for it. But yeah, I stream art every Saturday night. Let's see, 8 p.m. Central Time. And that's where I'm just usually working on art for the game and all that. So if anybody wants to come by and chat, talk about the game or whatever I'm doing, or just shoot the shit, whatever, I'm down for it. I can always use company while I'm drawing. That's why I do these streams.
Well, I'd like to thank you so much for coming up, man. It's been a fun conversation. I'll have to get on there, and Honestly, one of the things I do like about what I've seen in the game is that it seems like something that, as a father, would be really easy to share with my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Like the characters, it's not to say that it looks. I mean, she's not really a child, but there's nothing that's going to be like super offensive to anybody, like to bring them in. Not a lot. It doesn't look like there's a lot of blood and gore and all that. The creatures are generally kind of cute, friendly looking.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep things like in the Pokemon paradigm. Yeah.
Right on. Well, you have yourself a good one, and thanks again for coming on, man.
Thanks for having me.